It's February, which means it's Valentine's Day, also known as the month of love. And when you think of Valentine's Day or February, you think of the color red. I mean, sometimes the color pink too, but mostly red. What other than the most beloved red mobile suit? The Gundam Astray red frame. I mean, what else you guys were thinking? Admit it, you guys are in love with this design. Anyways, how's it going, guys? It is Plastic Disasta back with another review, and today we are going to take a look at the real grade Gundam Astray red frame from the Gundam Seed spin-off Gundam Seed Astray. This Gundam is piloted by the main protagonist, Lo Guel. Now this kit came back in 2015. By the time this video is released, it is over 10 years old. Yes, I am aware of the term early real grade syndrome, but I don't know if you want to count this one, but I heard that this kit has aged pretty well. Many years ago, I built a kit that has the same base kit, which is the gold frame of Matsumida. So I kind of got the idea of what I'm getting myself into. So taking a look at the box art, we got the usual, like the close-up of the face and a nice CG render of the Gundam. On this side of the box, we got a familiar picture. Shows off the inner frame, the katana, and shows off the articulation, what the kit looks like all built up, the runners, the 144 scale pilot. And this side of the box, we got some nice action poses and the rear shot of the kit. And after opening the box, we got 3 stacks of runners and a manual. At the cover, the manual is a familiar image, and we open up and check the parts list. It looks like we are gonna use all of them. Moving on to the next page, looks like it's showing off information of the inner frame. And speaking of information, we get more of that on the katana, aka the Gundam Astray. And over here, we got some information on the weapon and the mechanism. Now, I know it's all in Japanese, but I'm sure you can use some sort of translator app. And by the way, this is the last, or the back of the manual shows where to place the marking decals. And right down there is a color guide of the Gundam and the pilot. Starting off with runner A is going to be a multicolored runner. We got a big chunk of white, a little bit of red, some clear green parts, and a beam saber effect parts. Runner B is going to be this kit's advanced MS joint. Now, if you guys are new to real grades, the early ones have like this pre-built inner frame, while the modern real grade kits, you just build the inner frame. Runner C is going to be the white parts. Runner D is going to be the red parts. Runners E and F are going to be the darker red parts. G1 is going to be the gray parts, while you have runner G2, that is going to be the part for the sword. Runner H is going to be the lighter gray parts, and runner I is going to be the gold parts. Finally, you've got a marking sticker sheet. Okay, so that's it for the unboxing, and not many runners, which is a little surprising, which means it's going to be a bit of a quick build. And speaking of build, I'm going to do that right now. Right, and here is the red frame all put together. The building experience is actually quite simple and very straightforward for a real grade. Of course, being a real grade, the color separation on this kit is really good. The engineering, well, let's have a mindset of being in 2015. The engineering for its time is actually pretty good. Also, what I noticed on the back of the thigh, I thought this has to be like sandwiched like completely together. Like I try to press it like as hard as I can, but I had to look at other videos and images, and turns out, yeah, that little gap there is intentional. So other than that, I guess there is no seam lines to take care of. Just to keep the out-of-box presentation short, overall it's really good. Okay, and here is what the kit looks like when you put a little bit of effort on it. And putting the marking stickers on the white pieces, it looks pretty nice. But when you're dealing with like red pieces, let's take a closer look. Yeah, if you look really closely, you can still see the border of the marking sticker. And what I do like is like these little red metallic stickers. That's for the arms. There's one right there on the ankle, which is right here, and these two behind the thighs. Moving on with accessories, starting off with hand options. What you see on the kit are these two clothes. You got these two of these weapon holding hands. Next up, you got two of like these old school RG hands, on the wall with like the little hinge joint right here. There's a ball joint on the thumb, and the thumb can move down. And you got a trigger finger and 3-finger split, and these fingers can move as well. And for the last of the hand options, you got an open palm hand for the left and a trigger finger hand for the right. And speaking of trigger finger, you got this beam rifle right here. The secondary handle can move side to side. To store it, see this little tab right there, that goes onto the back skirt right here. Except you have two beam saber effect parts and another set of beam saber handles. You might be asking, well, why do you need another set of beam saber handles? Well, the one you see on the backpack, that's for display only. This one, however, is for him to use it as a weapon. You wanna know how? Because these little tabs right here on the beam saber. Next up, you got a 144 scale of the pilot and an action-based connector. Next, you have its shield right here, and this little connector right here, it plugs onto the back of the arm, and this is on a ball joint, and the handle can swing forwards and backwards. And finally, the one you've been waiting for, the katana, also known as the Gundam Astray. And just see what the katana looks like. Looks pretty sick, doesn't it? There's two ways you can store it. The first way, you can store it onto the thigh on either side. The second way, you're gonna need this little piece. So let's say that you're not a fan of, putting it on the thigh. Well, you can also put it onto the waist just like so, and it clips on pretty easily. And to be honest, I do like it when it's stored on the waist. So moving on with articulation, the head is on a ball joint, and not only that, it's also on a hinge, so it can look up just a little bit further up, and it can go down this far. The shoulder can swing outward, it can rotate, it can go up this far up. Oh yes, and the shoulder armor is independent, by the way. You get a bicep rotation, double bend on the elbow, and not only that, you also get this little movement right here on the wrist. You can do this, and you also get a ball joint right here. Moving on to the torso, this is where it gets interesting. Now, you do get the usual, swivel and side to side. Now, if you want to do like an ab crunch, let's head to the back, pull these back skirt up, and bam, you get an ab crunch. And before I bring it down, you do get moving on to the back skirt. Moving on to the waist, the front skirt is on a ball joint, and as for the side skirt, it can swing forwards and backwards just a little bit, and it can move upward. The leg can swing forward this far, can move back that far, and as for the splits, oh, will you look at that? You can do full splits. Get a double bend on the knee, and moving on down to the ankle, this little armor can move up and down, and if you look close right here, it is on a ball joint and a pivot, which is actually pretty good. And you also get a toe bend that moves upward this far up. And moving on to the backpack, I'm not sure if you want to count this, but this can move just a tad bit, but this backpack can shift downwards. Of course, since this is a real grade, I forgot to mention the gimmick of the opening cockpit. Overall, the articulation on this kit is great. You can pull off some great samurai poses. I forgot to mention during the articulations, like these little white things right here behind the knees, yeah, they can move up and down. Now moving on to size comparisons, here it is right next to the standard size Strike Gundam. Now, I know it's not a real grade, but hey, at least these two look great together, right? Of course, they are the same height. Finally, here it is right next to Optimus Prime, SD Ariel, and Lego Batman. So that's gonna be it for size comparisons. Let's move on to my final thoughts. So moving on to my final thoughts, overall, the kit is over 10 years old. So you know what that means? I think it aged pretty well. Let's say you don't have this kit and you're getting into real grades and you heard about the early real grade syndrome thing. Don't get me wrong, I kind of get where you're coming from, but this kit in particular, you should give this a chance. But then again, I doubt it's gonna wear out pretty soon. I mean, this is a real grade. You're not supposed to like mess with it like a child's toy. So once again, give this kit a try. You might like it as much as I did. Alright, so that's gonna be it for review. I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here and want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Questions, concerns, comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoy your day with your partner. And if you're single, don't worry. Gunpla's got your back. 3 sword style Gundam Red Frame.